The whole court sees it. The princess is cruel, vicious, and it will be a dark age for the land when she takes the throne. Alas, the law is clear that she is heir. But should a dragon take her, as dragons are wont to do, and if you find the stupidest hero for the rescue mission? I chuckled at the drunkard in front of me. Mid-40s, balding, blue nose and flushed face laid out his whole life story in a glance. Yes, he would do quite nicely. I gave him an envelope bearing an ornate seal featuring the head of a drake. Report to the capital 3 weeks hence, and ask for Regent Judah. He'll enlighten you to the details of the mission. Remember, if you don't retrieve the princess, your debts will not be paid. The man gave the goofiest grin and nodded. Oi, that's fair as a maiden's heir it is. Oil teaches dragon proper manners. I smiled and nodded in response, leaving 3 gold pieces on the table to cover the man's bill. Enjoy a few more drinks on me, dear friend. I walked away, barely able to contain my laughter as I heard him bellow in delight for another round. Walking out the door, another cloaked figure fell in step alongside me. So, you believe this will work? I chuckled. If this comes to fail, then it will be because God himself deigns to work against us. Truly? You managed to find one that witless? I imagine he'll be smiling all the way down the gullet of the dragon. Lady Latenna shall assume the throne in her sister's stead, and I imagine the people will never again know grief like the slaughter of an easy. The kingdom's future is secured. The companion placed his hand upon my shoulder and stopped me, turning so we were face to face. It's been a fortnight since the king's passing. Scarcely a week since the massacre, and all of 3 days since the princess was abducted by the Dracolich. This feels like it's all happening too fast, Judah. Are you sure you have this under control, that you haven't overlooked something? I paused and looked the man in the eye. I could feel the constriction of my pupils as my gaze hardened into a glare. If I hear once more about the distress of the court, Levi, or the inconsolability of the queen, I swear I'll take off and never be heard from again, unless I decide to claim another princess. For the good of the people, I assure you this will work. That lonely drunk will die, the Lady Lara shan't be heard from or of again, and the kingdom will have peace within its borders. All is secure. I paused and looked deeper into his eyes and found a deep-rooted concern. What aren't you telling me? A problem from outside our borders. The prince in the north has heard of the kidnapping of Lady Lara, and has received permission to attempt her rescue. He comes with a small contingent, numbering 250. We were at the edge of town, facing the forest, when we stopped. I chuckled. I laughed. I could feel the bones within me start to shift as my magic came to life. Spoiled little Peter? Oldest of His Majesty King Christopher's children? His pair has finally dropped, it would seem. I smiled gleefully. My brother, de Trtu, has set up a comfortable living in the north. I began to grow in size, watching Levi go from my level to being forced to step back and look up as nails became talons, tooth became fangs, and black, bony wings unfurled in the night. Levi's face was an appreciated mix of awe, fear, and just a tinge of jealousy. I believe it is time for a visit to my dear brother. It's been ever so long. I launched myself into the air with a mighty whoosh, knocking poor Levi flat on his back as I took off and headed north by northeast. I cackled and roared my challenge into the sky, my mind a rush of thoughts, ideas and plots. I had been so bored for centuries. Listless in a pointless existence of kill, eat, and hoard. However, my sister, the Red Dragon Queen, had been absolutely correct, taking human form and playing politics. This was so entertaining.